Well, hey there team, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Rebel Cops. This is the game that we're revisiting today. So this has a little bit of a background. It is a sort of pseudo-sequel spin-off of the This Is the Police series. I'm a big fan of the first game, but because I never ended up finishing it, I never ended up playing the sequel, This Is the Police 2, which implemented a turn-based sort of combat component. This is the Police itself is more of a police roster management game with a cool story and a bit of drama through the middle of it. And so where that sort of was a hybrid of those two game styles in the sequel, from what I understand, Rebel Cops, it basically goes hard into that tactical turn-based combat. I suppose a la XCOM, something like that, if you need something as a sort of a touchstone. Now, I enjoy components of this. It's conceit-wise, it's like, if I recall, it's like a big bad guy group has taken over a sort of dusty American town, and you're the police resistance almost fighting a guerrilla warfare against them. It's good. It's got a good movie Hollywood plotline to it. One of the problems that I have is that while it's okay that it's stealth-based, it has a system built in, and we'll see how it goes now. I'm going off memory. But it has a system built in that really leans heavily into save scumming as a mechanic, which sort of grinds my gears because I hate save scumming. But the levels are incredibly long, and you'll have X saves per level, like 3 saves or something. So you kind of have to tactically make enough progress, like half an hour's worth, and then chuck a save in there. So there's a loop there to be explored. It just goes against one of my core beliefs that I despise save scumming. Anyway, so I thought it was high time we came back to it and see what it's all about. So there's your sort of preamble, there's your background, as it is with some of these revisits, because I have a background with the game. Normal mode sounds pretty good because I'm a normal person, or at least I aspire to be so. October 31st, 1994. Bank robbery. About 10 armed robbers burst into the central offices of Azam & Sons Bank. They demand entrance to the vault, but it looks like their goal isn't just to make off with as much money as possible, but to show everyone what happens to businesses who won't play along. The bank's owner, Dania Azam, is the only major entrepreneur in the area who refuses to bow to Victor Zuev, the mysterious criminal boss who has seized all of Ripton over the past few months. Zuev has sole authority in this town. He controls not only the businessmen, but also the local officials and even law enforcement. Azam better not be counting on the police to save his bank. They're on Zuev's payroll. Fortunately, we're not exactly the police. Oh, we're like the sheriffs. I love the art is wonderful. Alright, cool. Approach the bank building. So who have we got? Schvetz, Livet, Alidus, and Boone with their cowboy hats. Let's go, boys. Cops usually perform 2 actions each turn. Moving a short distance takes 1. So yeah, this game is very stealth heavy, very asymmetric fighting, right? If you're going guns blazing, you've probably fucked up.
Okay.
And I believe, like, you're essentially, you know, in hiding, even if you are police. So you're building up recruits and weaponry and all that sort of stuff in a hideout, I think. Approach the bank building. Cop can advance further, but this spends both his actions and is usually dangerous to advance with abandon. The cop who stumbles over a criminal is a threat not only to himself, but to the whole operation. Fair enough. Objects that you can interact with are outlined. The different colors represent different types of objects and their importance to the mission. Why are you telling me that on that square? Maybe you're just feeding me information, that's fine. This is great. I'm enjoying bringing the Revisit series back because, like, this is a game that, outside of checking my backlog and what I was covering this day 2 years ago, for example, it probably doesn't come to the front of my mind, but I would love an excuse to go back and look at it. Alright, WASD. Did that say right mouse button? Yeah, that's cool. Nice. Go to the window. Before entering the building, it's smart to scope it out through the windows. You might see something that changes your plan.
Enemy spotted.
Like bad guys. Go to the window. Every active object has an indicator. Select it and you'll see things that you can do.
You bet.
Oh, open the window. Aha. Open.
Got it.
Nice. Well, they don't seem to be able to see us, so that's good.
Right away.
Get in there, Booney. That's cool that you just hold your mouse over the marker, the little hand, and the context menu shows up. Hide behind the table. Alright. Criminals can't see cops in cover.
Okay.
Oh, true. Okay. So it's just hard rules. Approach the criminal. If a perpetrator notices something suspicious from a distance, he'll become worried. Okay, question mark. So you would have seen him moving. And especially attentive. You can try to hide from him, but if you're spotted by someone who is already suspicious, they'll immediately raise the alarm. Okay? Stun the criminal with a baton. Strike the criminal in the head with a baton. Not in the leg, not in the arm. Hit him in the head. Stunning him for 2 turns. In situations like that, a knife works as well if you're willing to have that on your conscience. Oh yeah? Whatever. Baton. Stuns for 2 turns.
Will do.
Order the criminal to freeze. A cop can get the jump on a criminal and hold him at gunpoint for a turn. Now, we've seen this in Hard West as well. Order the criminal to raise his hands. More effective over short distances and when the alarm isn't raised.
Hold it right there.
Right, so that'll last a couple of turns. Hide behind the shelves.
Okay.
Full cover gives protection. Fuck, I didn't read that. Order the criminal to freeze. The closer your cop is to the criminal, the higher the chance he'll be able to convince the criminal to raise his hands. 50-50.
Make my day, asshole.
There we go. Suspect's turn. Yeah, so it starts to degrade. But you can cuff them. I believe. Arrest criminal. Arrested criminals immediately disappear from the level and no longer cause you any problems, unlike dead bodies. Corpses... So there's your incentive not to stab people. Corpses remain lying on the ground, so sentries may notice them and raise the alarm. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's probably shouldn't stab people if you can help it. It's a good little life lesson to maybe march to the beat of, but also we need a gameplay mechanic to incentivize that.
Get on the fucking ground.
Phew, disappeared. I like the animations are slick.
Got it.
Approach the criminal.
Understood.
Arrest the criminal. To put an immobilized criminal in cuffs, you'll need to stand on a neighboring cell. Diagonal walks too. I will just say, because we cover a lot of first looks or whatever you'd like to say, a lot of tutorials on this channel, taking the time to show us that diagonal works is incredibly big brain. It might seem small, but that means the developer actually has given a fuck about conveying the important info in the tutorial, because that is a question that gamers who want to poke and prod the game are gonna wonder. And it's nice that it might seem like a small thing, but I think it's a big thing because it shows you the mind of the developer more than anything. Anyway. A weird thing to bang your drum on about, Scarlet? No, disagree.
I'm taking you in.
Let's go. Suspect's turn. Alright, take a position on the left of the door. We can do that. Take a position on the right of the door.
Right away.
Open said door.
Will do.
Now, does that use one of his action points to do?
hello
It does too. Into the room.
Right away.
Partners have to look out for each other. If a cop is moving somewhere that a criminal will notice, then any cop nearby will warn him of the danger. Just one more reason it's a good idea to keep together. A cop can warn of danger only once per turn. That is so good to stop you from misclicking or getting you... This is such a well-considered mechanic. Now, like I said, I know this game has its issues, but my god, it's got some really good, innovative additions. A walkie-talkie symbol on his portrait means the cop hasn't spent his turn's warning ability. The eye symbol under a cop's feet means that one of his partners is watching out for him and will warn him in case of danger. There you go. Look at that. buddy warning, so stop. And this would be how you scout blind areas, right?
Right away.
It is a video game mechanic, that's fine. It's a video game, so I don't really mind that much.
You bet.
Suspect's turn. Hide behind the shelves.
You got it.
Shoot the criminal with the taser. Taser is a great way to stun at distance, and it doesn't even need cartridges, but it needs 8 turns to recharge after every shot, right? So you can't abuse it. And again, we talk about the economy that developers talk in. Usually it's monetary, right? If an object sells to a vendor for $100 and the other one sells for 50, the developer inadvertently is telling you what they think something is worth. Same sort of goes with cooldowns. 8 turns is a lot. Stuns a criminal for 4 turns. What's it tell us? It's probably one of the most powerful items in your inventory. Stunned for 4 turns. It's insane. Oh shit. Arrest him. Get down the
You're
ground.
under arrest, asshole.
Yeah. Jeez, that's a lot of... Oh no, it's only 2 bad guys. There's hostages.
Affirmative.
So the fact that they're looking out for them only has bearing on looking at them when they start to move, not on where they're going to. It's cool, because in a way I don't really remember this mechanic, and I wonder if maybe I wasn't using it quite as well when I last looked at this game. You'll sometimes come across notes. Some will give you critical information for completing your mission, others may give you ideas. Oh, read.
This'll come in handy.
Robbie, my patience is at an end. This damned door will never open. I called the locksmith for the 3rd time, and he promised to come again, but of course, he didn't come. It seems like ever since the boss told Zueb's assholes to fuck off, we've been outcasts or something. Well, you don't say. They don't even want to deliver us pizza anymore. Uncle Rhett gave me a set of lockpicks. He said they've been laying in the garage since the thieving days of his stormy youth, but I don't know dick about using lockpicks. You try it, maybe you'll get lucky. Ah, lockpicks, you say. Oh, look at this bloke, he's on patrol. Go to the window.
Got it.
Open the window.
Done and done.
This is great.
Will do.
Me and the old boys. The old sheriff. Hide behind the table. Study your enemies and you'll notice everyone behaves differently. Most criminals patrol the areas on different routes. An enemy with his arms crossed on his chest won't budge unless he's disturbed. Wonderful. Fantastic telegraphing. However, he has seen me. Or at least he's curious. A locked wooden door can be kicked down, but this will attract the attention of any criminals nearby. You can also try lockpicking the door. One set of... Why do you keep disappearing? One set of lockpicks is good enough for one door. Okay, bugger it. Pick the lock.
Roger.
Okay. So, oh shit. Do you think he sees me?
Get me out of here.
Oh no. Livet's down. Is he dead? Am I supposed to have one of my dudes die? I guess it's a tutorial. We'll just go with it. Fuck, it's on now.
Wow. I'm okay, I think.
Oh wow, hang on. How come the radio saved him? Maybe the game will explain that. Alright, so he's bleeding out. Good thing the cop was wearing Kevlar. Oh, it wasn't radio. That's Kevlar. That's a Kevlar picture down here. That. Ah, look at all this. Good thing the cop was wearing Kevlar. He can take a couple of shots before he can't go on. Now your cop can fire back. Accuracy depends on how close you are, how good you are, and whether the enemy is out in the open. Okay? Okay, right. So there we go. We've got a 66, I'd say. Oh, look at this. Instantly kill the criminal if you shoot him in the head. I have to shoot him in the head, do I? Well, bugger it. Fuck him.
You bet.
It's like a sack of potatoes. This one too. Gunfights are only for extreme cases. The noisy shots are sure to attract nearby enemies. Right? So, I have to hit him in the... I have to aim for the head?
Okay.
Whatever. This dude, bloody Timothy Two-Tapper. This time you were lucky, but don't expect your cops to always hit their targets. Keep an eye on the accuracy meter. Yeah, right. Your sniper isn't just a cold-blooded killer. He's also a scout. He can instantly scope out the situation in any rooms with exterior windows. Oh, okay.
Take a peek inside.
Conrad Old Spice. The other criminals are in the vault. Most likely they have hostages. Shit. Go to the wounded cop. A wounded cop will die of blood loss if he doesn't get first aid in time. Though I think your cops can get shot in the head and that as well, right? So wounded, it's not always guaranteed. Every cop can take a first aid kit on a mission. A small first aid kit will treat injuries to arms and legs and can stop further blood loss from almost any wound. A big kit can fix anything except a bullet to the head. Right, okay, well that's good to know. Alright, and if you mouse over him, he's got a body wound by the look of it. Large med kit, let's go.
Hang in there.
Now what's that going to do? Is that going to get him back in the fight? Holy shit. I figured he was out. But no, I guess he's going. Approach the hostage.
Done and done.
Mate, this is... I don't want to talk too early, because like I said, I do remember getting actually disappointed by the save scumming system. But this is really wowing me. Even all these years later, I'm really enjoying this. Not all hostages are in good enough shape to make a run for it. Some will have to be carried to the evacuation area. Save hostage.
You bet.
Walk up to the table.
Understood.
Locked metal doors can be kicked in or picked. They can't be kicked in or picked. Right. They can be opened by a code, but you'll need to find out where it is. And then this is this the dude that's been shot? Armor and injuries. I guess he's got no injuries now. Like that just magicked him back into the fight? Okay, that's fine. Read the note. Cindy, the rumors turned out to be true. Ever since the air conditioner broke down, Andy sits in his office shirtless when there are no customers. Oh, based Andy. What a Chad. You can try to take him by surprise. The code for the office is 1111, but just don't tell him that it was me who blurted out the code. Good luck. Okay.
You bet.
Though there's a 2 there and a 3 there. That must be their level, I don't know. What do you want me to do, game? Oh, you're not telling me anymore. You're not hand-holding me anymore.
Right away. Will do.
Open.
Well, hello there. Understood.
Save hostage.
Done and done.
Yeah, so their dead bodies just lie there. In turn. That's kind of abrupt how quickly it's let me off the leash. Guess the tutorial's over. Alright, so he's watching out for you. So I should be able to just do that.
Right away.
Wait, where's the warning? Where's the warning? Oh, you know what? It's probably now, because we're in combat, it's probably different.
You got it.
Maybe. I don't know.
You bet.
Shit, I don't like where this is going. We're gonna have to have a gunfight in the fucking... in the safe. So does hardcover hard mitigate? I don't know. I wasn't sure. I'm not sure about that. They're not going to surrender. And that's only half cover.
You bet. Understood.
And I guess we'll put him there in case they scamper. I mean, I might as well give it a shot, right? Body shot, leg shot.
Will do.
Worth it. Now what about... Oh, he gets another shot? Hang on, what's going on there? What about Big Booney? Mate, get in there. The music is so good. I mean, mate, the bullets are for throwing. Let's go.
Got it.
Suppressing fire. Alright, in turn. Now, how are they going to react to this guy? Okay, they're just going to stand there.
We're not gonna make it.
Fuck! Really? He missed all those bullets and then that one gets him? Christ.
You bet. Okay.
Rush him. It's interesting that AI doesn't want to move. So we can leverage that with what we're doing right now. Do either of you have medkit? Chameleon. Cop's better at dodging bullets. Doesn't look like it, eh? Alright, well hopefully if I zap both these blokes... It'll,
Okay.
it'll finish it. Fuck, I'm gonna risk it.
Understood.
Yeah, just shoot him in the head.
You got it.
What? And I don't get another go? Oh no. Well, I guess old mate's gonna bleed out.
Get me out of here.
Oh man, this is a mess. Ah! Mate, you have another go since you're a good shot.
Understood.
Fuck! If only I'd landed that shot, it would have instant won. Alright, cool. That's fine. Okay. The hunt for Zuev. Little is known of Victor Zuev. They say he lived in the USSR, and after the country collapsed, he went into racketeering for a while. But he crossed someone from the KGB and was forced to flee. All this is nothing more than a rumour, but we do know something. He has an amazing talent for persuasion and intimidation. Politicians, judges, cops, criminals, priests, even doctors, all the elites of Ripton have bowed their heads before him, not offering even the slightest resistance. Under the circumstances, Zuev is conducting all his business through assistants and proxies. No one knows for sure what he looks like or where he lives. Getting to Zuev will not be easy, but Ripton won't be saved until he's in handcuffs. We're just a small detachment of rebel cops who refused to serve the criminal organisation, defiantly left the department, and went underground. Instead of police station, we meet in a rotten cabin in the woods. Instead of patrol cars, we have an old Fury Cola delivery van. Instead of dinners in the dining hall, we eat dried apples. Instead of weapons from the armory, we share rusty revolvers and a handful of bullets. But we continue to proudly wear the uniform. We might be outside the law, but we're the only ones protecting it. Oh, it's very noble. I quite like this. The rebels' supplies are usually pretty thin, so before each mission, remember to visit the merchant. Alright. Operations budget. Fight. All the art is so wonderful too, eh? Fighting criminal empires is a costly exercise, so the good people of Ripton scraped together a small budget for you. The money will help you get started, but it's the saving of the poor, and they'll need it back before long. Street cred shows how the people of Ripton generally feel about you. They're not going to be happy if you ignore their problems or if innocents die during your operations. Take this indicator seriously. It affects the mood of the only guy who's brave enough to do business with you, and other things as well. Okay, sure. So we can buy something. Gear bags. Increase the capacity of all cops' inventory. Oh, wow. Got $1,200. I can buy individual pistols, and helmets are probably a good idea to keep me bloody heads strapped together. Revolvers as well. Okay, well, let's just not buy anything just yet while we get a feel for it. Shvets. Yesterday, Victor Zuev's people came to my house and said that they needed my services. Of course, I told them I was just out of the hospital, but they dragged me from the house and told me very clearly that the main boss himself needed me. Apparently, Zuev has always wanted to learn how to shoot a sniper rifle, and he heard that I'm the best in town. I don't know how I'm going to shoot after his thugs danced around on my fingers, but I'll tell you one thing, I'm leaving. I have a family, and if Zuev finds out I've been working with you, he'll take it out on them. And let's be honest, we don't have a chance and my children need to eat. Okay? I'm not really sure how he tied into it anyway. So what's this? This is like my... Oh no, this is the shop shortcut. Okay, that's fine. What's going on here? -1. I don't know what that means. Railway station. Dominic Idova, security chief of businessman Zachary Ginsberg, is believed to be on a train that's passing through the Ripton rail station. Ginsberg once controlled all of Ripton, but when Victor Zuev arrived in the city, he withdrew into the shadows. If you want to find out something about the area's new crime boss, it wouldn't hurt to track down Zachary Ginsberg. And who knows more about his whereabouts than the head of his personal security? Okay, sure. Thief. It seems Casimir Shvets isn't just a sharp shot, he's also a clever thief. When he left, he cleaned out most of the boxes and equipment. Now our war against Zuev and his army will be even more difficult. Oh, that's a bit rough. Main mission. The essence of guerrilla warfare is subtlety and stealth, not mass casualties. You're not gearing up to meet the enemy head on, so you can't take more than 6 cops with you on a mission. To decide who to take on an assignment, choose the main mission panel and review all the information that you have. Okay? Railway station. The train carrying Dominic Idova isn't scheduled to make a stop at the Ripton rail station. To stop it, you'll need to get into the control room and turn on all the red traffic lights in the station. This will activate the automatic brakes. When the train passes a red light, the mechanism will forcibly stop the train. Is that a real thing? That's cool if so. I'm a bit interested because I was playing some train sim. The station is patrolled by civilian guards. These are ordinary people, not Victor Zuev's cronies. Try arrest them quietly as you make your way to the control room. Right, okay. You wouldn't want to shoot innocent people who are just doing their job. Zuev's men on the train are another matter. They're sure to raise the alarm when you abruptly stop the train. You best be ready for a shootout. Jesus, we're straight into it, aren't we? Bolker, Alidus, Boone. I think maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, maybe my other dude is dead. I can't remember what his name was. That's a bit rough. I can't even remember who died. And it seems like maybe they would have given me 10. Don't forget to equip your cops to the operation. Select a cop and choose inventory. Look at this Bolker dude. He's level 3. All firearms require ammunition. You can bring additional clips and load your weapons ahead of time to save space in the cop's inventory. Fuck, so we've got to manage bloody ammo. Alright, guns. Revolver, not loaded. Cool, alright. Can I give him extra ammo? Okay, nice. What's this? Flashbang. Big med kit. Lockpick. Rifle cartridge. Reserve. Oh my goodness. Baton. Probably want to give him a baton, right? I've got knives. Instantly kills criminals. Probably need a med kit as well, right? Okay. In addition to the main objective, on most missions you can take additional tasks. These are requests from the people of Ripton, sometimes trivial and sometimes complex and dangerous. Help recover the arcade game by Wayne Koch. Taking on these extra jobs is your choice, but many of them promise generous rewards and raise your reputation. Plus, each additional job gives you another starting point on the map. However, if you agree to take on the extra job but fail to fulfill it, it will reflect badly on your reputation, so there's risk reward. Always remember that you can only take 6 cops regardless of how many additional starting points that you have. Okay. Ripton is the most culturally rich town in the area. We have a lot to be proud of, but the most popular attraction is the free Mark War arcade game in the town square. This rarity always attracts a line of children and a crowd of onlookers, but when Victor Zuev's people appeared in town, they grabbed the machine and took it to their warehouse next to the railway station. I heard they have a whole gaming place there now. If you go there, please take the machine back and return it to its rightful place. You'll make every child in town happy. Yeah, of course. Failure, we get less street cred. I see. Accept? Cool. Now, what's this button do? Alright, that takes us back to the map. So we only have one side quest to choose from. And if I did this, we could just go unlimited saves. Turn unlimited saves on. No, we don't want to do that. That sounds like cheating. Now if I go main menu, are you sure you want to quit this current game? All your unsaved progress will be lost. Now I'm assuming it's not prompted me to save, so let's go main menu. And hopefully we'll be able to continue from there, right? Okay, cool. So there you go. Rebel Cops. I like it. I like it a lot. A tremendous amount. So yeah, I happy to revisit, happy to show it off to you guys. Let me know if you want to see some more on the channel, because we can do some, a couple more episodes or a full playthrough. It just depends on interest, I suppose. But yeah, team, might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.